I don't want to mispronounce your name, so I would love for you to share in the comments how you pronounce your name, as somebody who frequently gets their name mispronounced. But the question is, I struggle a lot with goal guilt. My goal is to do intentional movement for 20 minutes a day. I only did 10 today and feel guilty. It is too close to bedtime for me to do more without affecting sleep. I am assuming that you are in somewhere in Europe if you are saying that you are close to bedtime. So my first question before we jump into the guilt part of this is, your 20 minutes of intentional movement, is that number that you picked, is that realistic for your everyday self? Or is that the superhero version of you? Because I've talked before about the energy spectrum and how every day we have a different amount of energy. Literally every day we have a different amount of energy based on where our hormones are at or not at, our what we ate the day before, how much we slept, how much, all the things. Like, there's so many factors. And the struggle becomes is we pick habits based on the superhero high end of the energy spectrum. But then most days we're somewhere in the middle. And so on some days we can push ourselves to do that higher amount. But then on some days when we're in the middle, we actually tend to push ourselves towards the zero. So first off, no, I'm going to finish this thought first and then we'll get to that. So my first question to you is that 20 minutes based on superhero, high energy you, or is it based more on average, middle of the road you? And so just check in with yourself on that, because if it is based more on superhero you, I would set a lower goal. And on days that you can do more. And on days that you can't, you don't. And you do that middle of the road. That said, the fact that you didn't go all the way to 0, take out that only in front of that 10. You did 10. That's awesome. You did 10 minutes. That's more than 0. That is a lot more than 0. So being proud of what you did do and celebrating that is incredibly important. And I know that it's not as tangible of a suggestion, but just that mindset shift of like, no, I did 10 minutes today. And that is more than 0. And I deserve to be proud of that. The last thing I will suggest for you, if this is something that you really struggle with and you want to work towards something different, is to consider a weekly goal. So instead of saying 20 minutes every day, you say, I'm going to do 10 minutes every day. And then weekly, I don't know if you're trying to do this every day, Monday through Friday, or if you're trying to do 7 days a week, but let's say you're trying to do every day, Monday through Friday. So weekly or daily, you're shooting for 10, but then weekly, let's say you're shooting for 60 minutes. That way on the one day that you feel like you can push yourself to 20, you do, and there's your 60. Or 2 days, you push yourself to 15 and then you hit your 60, something like that. By setting that weekly goal, you can allow yourself to flow with your energy levels based on the day. I did a whole video on energy that you can go back and reference. But some of it, like deciding to whether have a daily goal, a weekly goal, and what that goal is very based on how you react. And if you feel guilty, if you do less than what your goal is, then set your goal lower and set a weekly goal to encourage yourself to push on those days that you do have more energy. Those are my recommendations. Ultimately, you did 10, and that is worth celebrating. And I want you to see what you can do to focus on that, the positive, and be proud of yourself, and not what you didn't do, and focus on what you did too. I have one more thing I was going to say, and I lost it. It left my brain. I don't know. If it comes to me, I'll share. But I hope you're proud of yourself for doing 10. That's a good reminder, Ellison. I just know that guilt regarding goals is never helpful. Yep. Absolutely. Most of the time, it's that quote. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's that quote that's like, you're never going to beat yourself up into being a better version of you. Like, you can't negatively turn yourself into something awesome, right? Like, we've got to, I know, I don't mean this to sound like, oh my gosh, we have to focus on the positive all the time, because that's not realistic. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Doing something every single day is not realistic. It's not, except for like breathing and sleeping and drinking some water. You are going to have days that you don't do things. There are going to be days that we miss things. And so the fact that you did 10 instead of 20 is better, again, better than 0. We are going to have days that we don't do stuff. And that is just part of life and goals. I just saw a reminder. I mean, I've said this quote before, but I saw it on my Instagram as I was scrolling this morning. It said, perfection and consistency cannot coexist. They cannot. If you're going to be consistent, you are going to be imperfect, period, the end. So I already have days that I missed on my May goals. Where is it? I know I didn't pop up a picture of it, but here's my May goal. Like I already missed a day over here. It's okay. We're going to miss days. Ooh, I finally stopped watching those toxic productivity YouTubers. They are not me and I am not them. This also reminds me of a reminder I feel like I give y'all all the time, and myself included. I talked about this on the live 2 weeks ago about my own struggles, is we can't compare ourselves to other people, like other people's energy levels and lives, and talking about help and support, right? Did I give this example in that video? I don't know. There's a baby sleep person that I watch on Instagram, that I follow on Instagram, who does a lot. And she's got 3 kids. And there have been times that I'm like, how does she do so much? Like, how does she do all of those things? And after months of following her, she revealed that her husband is a stay-at-home dad. Awesome. I love that for her family. But like, boom, there's the answer. There is why she could do everything that she does and have 3 kids. And that was like eye-opening for me, that like these people on the internet, and myself included, I try to be as transparent as possible, telling you about the help and support that we have. I feel like I really do try to share all of the support. But you also, like, you have no idea what other people have going on. You don't know physically if they're struggling with something and they need, energy, their energy levels are low, or you don't know if their spouse has something going on that they have to support them with. There's just so much behind the scenes of even the people that share their entire lives that you don't know. And it's so hard sometimes to not compare yourself. But then you have to remind yourself you don't know everything. Yes, comparison is the thief of joy. I have to mute or unfollow some influencers or people because it isn't healthy for my mental state. Totally. And I feel like I've said this, and I mean, I can't speak for all these people that you're muting or unfollowing, Amber, but I would rather you, if I am that person for you, and if you're here live, I'm probably not, but if I am ever that person for you, or like if you're struggling with infertility and watching me talk about my baby is hurting, or watching you talk about like you want to quit your job, and so watching me work for myself is struggle. Like if you, like if that is struggling for you, like please mute, unfollow. Your mental health is more important than anything else. Like do what you need to do. It's just so, it can be hard. And if you feel any ting of guilt when you do that, like you are more important than any of them. It's kind of like Notion tutorials. I was trying to use it and I was like, I'm not a content creator. I have other systems for this. I don't need to try to be them. Absolutely. I feel that way about all those systems. I've never been a project management tool person. Asana, Notion, Trello. Like there's a bazillion of them. And I feel like I've tried them all and I try to force them into working. And me, I'm a Google spreadsheet, printed to-do list kind of girl. And then there are influencers who morph the truth. I'm absolutely sure of that, Lisa. I am 100% sure people morph the truth about the kind of support that they have, or they feel guilty sharing it. I know I talk about her a lot, but Jessica Braun is a YouTuber that I love to follow and watch. And she just recently posted a vlog where she said, I was afraid to share this, but we have a cleaning service that's been coming 2 times a month. And she felt guilty about sharing that. But then at the same time, if she doesn't share it, then we're like, how does your house stay clean? Right? Like it is just this double-edged sword sometimes. And it's so hard. I know there are other influencers that just that purposely don't tell you things. But then there are ones like her that are like, she wants to share, but she feels like bad. It's this hard balance, I feel like. Yes, it's always hard to remember. I always try to remember we get snippets of their day, even if it feels like they share everything. Yeah, I've tried to say that before, Amber. Like, even when I do like a day in my life, right? Edited down, it's like 30 minutes of a video. 30 minutes out of even, let's say, 16 hours of awake time, right? What percentage? I mean, I'm not going to do that math right now. It's a very small percent. Yeah. This is also a good suggestion. Good to adjust expectations, but on the too close to bedtime to do more, could you do 10 minutes of relaxing stretching? That's a great idea. Adjust it to have it work for you. Yeah, I love Jessica and her family too. I love watching their stuff. But it's hard. Like, I have to remind myself too that even though I love watching her and I feel like I know her and her husband, like, I don't I don't know everything that's going on. And I cannot compare my life to hers. It's not the same.